First of all, I would like to welcome you in the city. You'll see and you'll find that this city is a very thriving city. I think that the majority I'm leading has brought a bit of life into the city, and in particular music, theatre, cinema, and and the idea of a new, completely new area within that city, and in particular on a plateau that is called the Heysel, where we used to have a stadium. I said used to because the government has just this weekend decided that for the good of NIA, they'd moved the stadium to another site. And so that's news you had not heard of yet, I suppose, and is worth saying here because it changes the whole project. It gives us something like 15 hectares. Is it? That's not an English measure, is it? Nowadays it is. More to build upon and to develop probably habitat and services like schools and kindergarten and all that. And that's very interesting to us. It's a very demanding affair because it's as I said, a real new borough within the city. And it's very, 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 how could I put it, demanding. It's very, very audacious. And I think that we are necessarily going to win the challenge because those who are knocking on the door are at the moment the three biggest possible contenders in the world. So we're very proud of that. And it shows that, and that was what I learned from MIPIM when I was there, it shows that the project that was ours is a believable project. It's a livable project. It's a truly a project that attracts the attention. So I think that in terms of investment, it's going to be not necessarily a premiere, but for Belgium, a form of premiere, because the approach we had towards private enterprises was that we'd introduce what in French is called a dialogue compétitif, competitive dialogue in English, probably, if that is a proper translation of it. And it's something new. We'd never done it before. It's much more dynamic because it gives you the opportunity of not having to stick with a project developed theoretically, but on the contrary, gives you the possibility of, by discussing, by a dialogue with the contenders, to come to probably the best possible solutions. And we're very, very, very happy with that. You have to imagine that, funnily enough, we'll have more green after the project than we have now, because we can concentrate it differently. We'll have a very, very big entertainment area, leisure area if you prefer. We'll have sports grounds, and we'll have also services, and then we'll have commerce, of course, which will make it possible, as a matter of fact. Why all that, how could I put it, the word escapes me, so I'll put my sentence differently. Why is it that we insisted so much on having NIA going? It's basically because what I wanted originally was an international conference center. I could not imagine a city like Brussels, nowadays called the capital of Europe very often, not having a conference center of the size of a city, the proper size. We have one at the moment, but it's 1,200 people max. We wanted to go to 3,500 with the possibility, and that is enormous, at walking distance to have an entertainment hall for 15,000 people meaning that those conferences that you have once or twice a year of 12,000 people could be accommodated, if necessary, on the spot, and still have the facilities of the conference center, which means also that we'll have to build a new hotel on the site, because the present hotel is a 3-star hotel, and I think that for reasons that totally escape me, CEOs prefer a 5-star hotel over 5-star plus. So that is what we'll have to introduce, of course, and have on the site, on the plateau. What else could I tell you? This is all part also of a totally new approach to public transport. It gave us the possibility of seeing things we had never seen before, meaning by that, for instance, that 2 tram lines get very close to the site, but don't make a thoroughfare. So I said to the Public Transport Society, it's of interest, of course, to bethink that, to come along with ideas, to bring this all to one terminus and not 2 terminals. And that's very important in terms of possible transport. Just by the way, to say something, we have 9,000 parking bays around the site, in particular on parking C. When you think of Wembley, which is, our stadium is a 55,000 people stadium. When you think of Wembley, which is 85,000, I think, the parking bays count only 1,000 unities. So the proportion is completely different, but which means that in Wembley, at least, public transport has become the real way of getting to that stadium. So we're better in the sense of automotive approaches, I suppose. But then again, we would like to push public transport enormously. And then the other thing is, you have 3 underground stations immediately around the site. So it's good for NIA, it's good for the stadium, it's good for business, it's good for Brussels Expo, which is on the site also, and which is chaired by the Burgomaster. So I think it's a very rare sort of approach, but Brussels Expo is not a private affair, it's a public affair. It's our eldest daughter, as the French would say. And we're very proud of it, and it's thriving at the moment. So I'm not going to be too long, but just to give you an idea of what it is all about and what exactly we intend to do. For the rest, I'll cross my fingers. We are working with KCAP, the ones who developed a new area, a new borough in Hamburg, who did it fantastically well. They're now, I think, going to China to build up also a new borough. And we were lucky to have them with us, you know, to prepare it all. They're very serious, they're fantastic, and I would like to thank them also. Not only you for being here, but them for being with us. Thank you.